PvP is only for the whales. Free-to-play has absolutely no chance in it. That is our understanding. But here comes another version of PvP where everyone is being placed on a level playing field. Fair Play Championship. Most of us should be familiar with Fair Play right now. With the ease of building our gears for PvP without having to worry about resources, we can test as much as possible and build the optimal PvP set. Yet some players could still outplay others as though this level playing field never exists. This enormous difference lies within the crucial knowledge gap between average players and PvP literate players. The first puzzling sight, majority of the DPS class has a build in absence of their main damage stat. This had overturned our basic knowledge of having more main stat equal more damage output. These players are having as low as only 10% or less of what they would have in normal circumstances and invested more into VIT and PvP damage. Here, based on the PvE perspective, I have this set of gears that amounted to these details. Let's see how much damage can I do with a full PvE build against a ninja with high M defense and PvP M damage reduction. Damage isn't as expected with almost 3k of INT, and Fire Pillar being a skill with INT multiplier now only managed to deal 116k. Now, let's change away one INT accessory to a PvP accessory. Now that I have doubled my final PvP M damage bonus while reducing INT, let's see if there's any improvement. Damage has grown 40 to 50%, with adding on another 30% of final PvP M damage bonus while sacrificing 1000 INT. It doesn't seem like a fair trade, but the result told a different story. What happens if I swap another PvP accessory in? Now, my INT has further reduced by another 800 and magic attack has dropped to 82,000. While increasing my final PvP M damage bonus to 93%. Let's see what are the changes now. This time, the damage grown another 35 to 49%. In total, my damage had increased by at least 1.9x to 2.3x with 1.8k INT reduced while piling on 56% of final PvP M damage bonus. With this test, we can see that the main stat isn't as important as we thought in PvP. The next question would be, what other factor will contribute to the damage output in PvP? Based on this formula, we can see that PvE calculation primarily forms the formula. First, penetration versus defense. I have a total final M pen of 452% versus target's final M defense at 262%. 190% in advantage, and in fact it should be calculated to 230%. This should be sufficient. Next, M damage bonus and final M damage bonus. The former is being less focused by large, so final M damage bonus will be the focal point here, and I have 158%. How much more output will I get from having more final M damage bonus? Here, I embedded 3 Kraken cards and my final M damage bonus has come to 194%. Let's see my new damage now. %36% of final M damage bonus in exchange for 8% of damage increment. This is extremely low as compared to the amount boosted with 30% of final PvP M damage bonus. It is good to have but not necessarily need to be heavily invested. Next, element. I'm sure we are all well equipped with element enhancement in PvE. Just how much benefit does it provide in PvP? I will equip just one Drake card to test. How much more damage will 15% of element give in PvP? That's 8% and 17% respective increment. This is far better than final M damage bonus. Let's equip 2 more cards and have another test. %30 more element enhancement gives about 15% of damage increment. Surely a better investment. Next, PvP final M damage bonus. We can already tell by now that these stats provide the best damage boost, but I want to test the formula to its very end. For the final part of this equation lies PvP M damage bonus, which is the flat amount giving pure addition to the overall damage. Let's see how much more can 1.6k of PvP M damage bonus give. Very minimal increment. It is good to have after optimizing the rest. There are 2 more things that I have yet to test in the formula. That is final M pen and final damage. For the 2 final tests, first, I will be swapping out Kraken for Eclipse to see if more penetration could cover more than 8% of damage increment. Indeed, final M pen give more than 8%. I hope you are still following me right now because this is a lot to absorb. For the final test with final damage, I will have to make a change for a brand new set of accessories. Before I do that, here are the current details. And now, these are my new details with the new set of accessories. This is my new damage without final damage. A good 12.4% increment compared to my previous set, now with 38% final damage. %21.8% of damage increment. With this, I conclude the following in terms of value in PvP. So, how can we translate this knowledge as a free-to-play and go about building a PvP set? The following will be my hypothesis for free-to-play without having any gold PvP accessories. 95% of the players now could or already surpass UA7, EA5, RA3. Our capability of stacking final PvP M damage bonus will be halved without gold accessories. So to make the best out of this situation, 2 corruption armbands, which will provide 32% as base. As for talisman, I could go with either one of these in different builds. I configured these variable options, which can be achieved as a free-to-play in my belief. It will not be as strong as those having gold PvP accessories, but it should be decent enough to enjoy PvP in actual servers. How will you build for PvP as a free-to-play? Let me know in the comments.